breaking news right now involving Lamelo Ball NB1, the one of one. This is completely unbelievable to report to you right now, but Lamelo Ball is down. He went down with an apparent ankle strain that is being reported. He went down in the second quarter, so he will not return tonight. So another situation where LaMelo has to miss some time. We don't know the timetable on this, but I'm just here to let you know the report is a right ankle strain. This is hurtful. If you are a Charlotte Hornets fan, if you are a fan of LaMelo Ball, because of the trajectory that the Hornets were on, LaMelo was just on a tear. You can't tell me that it wasn't, you know, it wasn't a lot of players right now playing at a better pace or play than LaMelo Ball. I know that a lot of people in the media try to put other people ahead of LaMelo, but in all seriousness, he was just, pardon me, he was just balling at an elite level. 30 plus, playing with Miss Triple Dub every single night. Right now, they find themselves in a hole against Orlando. Who knows? They probably can come back and win. But I think that's like null and void at this point because of the situation with the Charlotte Hornets. Um, LaMelo Ball is out. He played 15 minutes. He has 7 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. We all know how LaMelo Ball likes to turn it up, in the later halves. So I expected Melo to probably finish with 30 because he was going to pick up the pace, as he went into the second half. Just the way that's just how the game has been going, as of late. And the Hornets was just balling, in terms of the other guys, the Bridges, the Roziers, the everybody was playing well. Brandon Miller, I love the style that everybody was moving in, and for LaMelo to go down, just put a real just poo on the whole situation. But at this point, can the Hornets recover? I don't see it, especially depending on how much time LaMelo has to miss, because that's going to cause everything. Like LaMelo right now, man. Like I said, I'm just hurt that this has happened. This went down in the second quarter. It's very reminiscent of what had occurred, last season. It was injury riddled, and we thought we was getting past that. This season alone, in totality, he was averaging 25 points per game, shooting 44% from the field, 38% from three, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal, nearly a half a block a game. He was putting effort on both ends. It wasn't just a one-sided affair for LaMelo, like how some of these critics try to make it seem like this guy's just playing on one side of the ball. Oh no, this man was showing his eliteness on all levels, and it's hurtful that we won't get an opportunity to see that anymore. For the Hornets, because the Hornets really need all hands on deck right now. They really can't afford anybody just going out, especially a guy in LaMelo Ball's case. I mean, this is elite, level play. And now Tuesday, you have an in-season tournament in New York, and that's hurtful because could you imagine LaMelo in the Garden? And I think that's what everybody wanted to see for that in-season tournament. Too bad we won't see it, depending on how much time Melo will miss. You got Thursday, they play the Nets, and then they got the T-Wolves. So we was going to see a potential matchup between LaMelo and Anthony Edwards. That seems to have looking like it's not going to take place due to what has occurred. So we just don't know how much, things are gonna go left here. Obviously no Melo, but you could possibly lose tonight, and then the Knicks in the Garden for that game is gonna be tough. Jalen Brunson and company is balling. In Brooklyn is not gonna be no cakewalk. And then you got the Minnesota Timberwolves. You got Miami. You got a back-to-back with Miami coming up. So how much time is Melo gonna miss? Because the Hornets could go downhill fast. And it's hurtful because if Melo didn't go downhill, clearly it would have been a tough road of games ahead, but you would have been at least had a puncher's chance because that's what LaMelo Ball has giving the Charlotte Hornets a puncher's chance against these elite teams. We seen it firsthand against the Boston Celtics. Against Boston, it looked like the deck was clearly stacked against them. Melo, in 41 minutes, put up 36 points, shot 15 to 27 from the field, 5 of 11 from three. He had 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, a block, all of this in overtime, and it propelled them, and it seems like the propelling is about to come to an end due to the injury of Lamelo Ball. I just want to hope that he can get back, man. That's just all I could really let the people know. The Hornets season is hanging in the balance. I thought that they could, make a case of a comeback, and get back in the thick of things in this Eastern Conference because it's still early. But these injuries and the time that Melo could potentially miss could change it all. You got the Charlotte Hornets right now, they're 5-9. You got the Bulls teetering. They easily could just continue to rise the rankings in the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets need to get they right there on the cusp. The Raptors occupy their 10th seed at 8-8, and the Hornets are 5-9. So today with Lamelo, I would have gave them the W because they looked like they was about to start moving in a winning direction in this game. So they could have finished 6-3. Now they could be 5-10 when it's all done. So definitely subscribe to Flight Sports TV for more news updates and more involving LaMelo Ball. We will be documenting things. There's so much things that Melo had going, and for this injury to come in and just screw everything up. I just hope that this is not something that will linger throughout, and you don't know. Do you rush him back? Do you give him time? This is the thing that the Hornets are going to be faced with, because in the midst of all of this, they could be losing games, and that just lights a fire under everybody. But all I could say is thank God it was an ankle because when he went down, I didn't see one thing in our case, we didn't see nothing turn. The ankle didn't turn. Usually we see an ankle spin or turn. It didn't do that. He landed, and for whatever reason, something happened, and you did see the agony in his face. And I just pray that he can get back for the Charlotte Hornets and get this thing, get this show back on the road because I think for the Hornets case, they need it. Um, Everybody had the deck stacked against Charlotte. Nobody believed that they would be competitive. They thought they was just the worst team ever. And as of late, LaMelo was single-handedly bringing, some level of respectability back to Charlotte. And I'm afraid that it's going to be, just one hill too tough to climb. I'm going to leave it at that. It's Flight Sports TV.